Imagine a sitting U.S. president looking the public straight in the eye and stating that their financial struggles simply do not matter to him. Donald Trump made that exact admission, claiming his singular priority is ensuring Iran never acquires a nuclear weapon. To him, the domestic economic reality of the American people is irrelevant compared to this goal. There is an immediate problem with this justification. The specific threat he is sacrificing the American economy to fight is a phantom. Multiple U.S. intelligence agencies and the International Atomic Energy Agency agree on the facts. Iran does not possess a nuclear weapon, and their current energy program is entirely peaceful. The actual physical infrastructure inside Iran's borders is heavily monitored by international inspectors, keeping the reality on the ground strictly separated from the heated political rhetoric in Washington. If the nuclear threat does not exist, and the American public is losing out because of this aggression, whose agenda is the United States actually executing? When the primary nuclear narrative collapses under scrutiny, the administration attempts to retroactively justify their aggression. Secretary of State Marco Rubio attempts to pivot, framing the conflict as a strict economic necessity. He argues the U.S. must control the Strait of Hormuz, a major shipping checkpoint, to drive down global oil prices. But building a case for a massive geopolitical conflict on the lie of a non-existent nuclear weapon, merely to secure oil transit, is a weak foundation for global diplomacy. While the U.S. issues these contradictory excuses, the target of this aggression is maintaining a strikingly consistent response. Iranian diplomat Abbas Araghchi has drawn a hard line. His country has absorbed 40 years of targeted sanctions and refuses to bow to unprovoked hostility. Their counter-argument to the West is highly practical. Applying continuous pressure is a dead end, because a manufactured crisis like this cannot be solved with a military strike. This leaves the current administration boxed in. Their economic justifications ring hollow, and their military threats bounce off a nation that has spent decades learning how to absorb them. The real motivation behind this unprovoked posturing finally surfaced during a Fox News interview, straight from the president's own mouth. Trump admitted that America's foreign policy is explicitly designed to serve the interests of non-democratic Gulf states. Nations like Saudi Arabia, Qatar, and the UAE are the ones actually dictating America's posture in the region. Beyond the Gulf, the United States is operating as a direct proxy for Israel, subordinating American diplomatic leverage to shield these specific regional allies. Outsourcing an entire foreign policy creates extreme political fragility. That fragility shatters the moment the press begins scrutinizing how those protected allies actually behave. The New York Times recently published an investigation exposing human rights abuses, detailing the torture of Palestinian prisoners inside Israeli detention centers. When confronted with this journalism aboard Air Force One, Trump lost his composure. He lashed out defensively, irrationally suggesting the press asking the questions should be tried for treason. This extreme hostility toward the media is a defensive mechanism. It is the panic of a leader trying to mask a hollow, outsourced foreign agenda from his own citizens. Viewed as a whole, these shifting justifications reveal a United States operating without a coherent, grand strategic plan for dealing with Iran. The world's sole superpower has diminished its own standing, reducing itself to a proxy enforcer for Middle Eastern regional disputes. This chart shows the current priority structure of the administration. Watch how the structure flips. The prosperity of the American public drops to the bottom, while the interests of the Gulf states and Israel are elevated to the wide, prioritized tier at the top. Inverting this hierarchy carries massive domestic consequences. It completely departs from the core democratic mandate, which requires a government to protect its own public before anyone else. By fabricating phantom nuclear threats to keep foreign powers happy, the administration is actively spending down American diplomatic credibility on the world stage. Ultimately, choosing to sacrifice the financial stability of the American public to satisfy foreign allies severs the most